Welcome everyone. This is Bode's Edmonton market update for February 2021. So I'm going to show you what's happening at a macro level in terms of the real estate market in Edmonton. And then I'm going to show you how you can see all of this same data for your own community and property type. So let's dive right in. So to understand the property market, you have to look at supply and demand. So here I'm looking at the greater Edmonton area, all residential listings, and how many new listings came to the market each month for the last 3 years. So in 2020, the dark blue line here, you can see there's a big drop during March, April, and May for COVID, but then it pretty much got back to business as usual for the rest of the year. So in 2021, this light blue dot here, new listings are down about 2% versus the average of the previous 3 years. So not quite as many new listings coming to market. And sales, on the other hand, or demand, has been fantastic. And it's been fantastic for the last 6 months. So again, the dark blue line here for 2020 shows you that the second half of 2020, sales were higher than normal for that time of year, and ended 2020 above the previous year's sales numbers, despite the fact there was that huge drop for COVID. So starting out here in January 2021, sales are up 39% across all categories in Edmonton. So demand looking very strong. If we take a look at inventory then, so this is the total number of listings in the market, so total supply, you can see the total listings are considerably down for this time of year. So down 22% here in January 2021 versus the average of the previous 3 years. So there's not a lot of options out there for buyers, or fewer than there would typically be. And as you just saw, demand's really strong. So lots of buyers out there buying up homes. So the combination of those two things means that the months of supply, which is looking at both supply and demand at the same time, is down 43% over where it would normally be. So this basically puts us back into a bit more of a balanced market. As you can see, months of supply here has been considerably higher for the last few years, which favored buyers. Now we're back into kind of more of a balanced market where both buyers and sellers are a little bit more on even footing. So what does all that mean for prices? Well, if we take a look at the long run here for Edmonton prices, going all the way back to January 2005, we can see that in the last 5 years, prices have been pretty stagnant in Edmonton, a little bit dropping over time. But here from 2020, overall, prices have been climbing a little bit for the last year in Edmonton. So that's really good news. Now, if we take a look at how all this differs by property type, we'll see there's some pretty big differences. So if we look at detached properties, we've got quite a bit lower number of listings, so less supply here for detached homes, and even better sales, which means there's even more pressure on buyers trying to find a home. There's not a lot of options compared to normal, and things are moving reasonably quickly. So things are very good for detached homes. And again, if you look at the price trend for just detached homes, it's very strongly upward in the last 12 months. So that's really what's driving a lot of Edmonton's overall upward price trend. Then if we look at apartments, again, it's a slightly different story. There's more new listings. Sales are strong, but not as strong as detached homes. And the fact that there's more supply here on the left-hand side means that overall, there hasn't been the same good trend for pricing. So the price trend for the last 5 years has been downward for apartments. And here, even in 2020, it's overall been a little bit down. So the progress in detached homes very much counterbalancing and actually overpowering the effect that the apartment prices have on the overall Edmonton market. And then finally, if we take a look at the attached supply and demand, so attached homes, that's either townhouses, row homes, or semi-detached homes, the picture looks a little bit more like the detached picture. So new listings down a little bit, sales very strong and have been very strong for the last 6-7 months. And again, look at their long-term price trend. And in 2020, the price trend has been quite good for attached homes. So that's a quick look at the overall Edmonton market. Now, what's really important is that you take a look at your own specific community and look at the same trends, because what's happening on a macro level isn't necessarily what's happening in your community and for your property class. So you can see all of the data that we've just gone through here for your specific community using Bode's market data tool. So you can see what's on the market and find out what's happening in terms of supply and demand. You can also take a look at all of our sold data. So you can see the sold price for any home that's sold in Edmonton or anywhere in Alberta for the last 10 years. You just have to go to bode.ca and check out our sold data. And finally, if you're interested in taking a look at comparable homes, find out what's on the market right now that's most comparable to yours, and find out what's most recently sold that's comparable to your home. So some great data there for you to check out. All of this is available for you on www.bode.ca. Thanks very much.